Okay, good morning students. Welcome to lecture number 4. So lecture number 4 is a part of module 3 vapor power cycle. So topic is improving or increasing the efficiency or the performance of a Rankine cycle. The same question will be asked in different way. Explain effect of boiler pressure, condenser pressure and superheat on Rankine cycle performance. So in VTU question paper it is also asked in different ways. The question is asked such that effects of pressure. So what is effect mean? Explain the effects of pressure. I will write here. Explain the effects of pressure and temperature on Rankine cycle performance. And this is the last topic of module number 3 vapor power cycle that we are going to discuss today in this lecture number 4. So this question is asked many times. It is very important question for exam point of view, very important question. So it is asked in these 5 question papers. You can refer the question paper now. So before going to discuss these 3 topics, okay, so first we will discuss the efficiency of an Rankine cycle is equal to work done by the turbine minus work done on the pump divided by heat supply. This derivation we have studied or we have discussed in lecture number 2, the efficiency of the Rankine cycle. It is also written as heat supplied minus heat rejected divided by heat supplied. So I will simplify this equation. Qs by Qs minus Qr divided by Qs. So you will get 1 minus Qr divided by Qs. This is efficiency of Rankine cycle. So it is equal to 1 minus as it is. So Qr is nothing but what? Q, heat rejected, and Qs is heat supplied. In which component the heat is rejected? That is in the condenser. In the condenser heat is rejected, and in which component of the Rankine cycle heat is added? That is in the boiler. So this is only for our understanding purpose. So if the value of Qr, if it is less, the value of Qr if it is less, so 1 minus lesser value will be higher value of efficiency. Means as the value of Qr is decreases, the efficiency increases. Similarly, if the value of Qs is more, 1 divided by higher value will be, the ratio will be less. So 1 minus less, again the efficiency will increase. So efficiency increases as the value of Qs increases. So our aim is to reduce the amount of heat rejected in the condenser, or our aim is to increase the heat supplied in the boiler. So due to these 2 parameters you can increase the efficiency. That is the reason they have written in the question, explain effect of boiler pressure. Here is a boiler, and condenser pressure. Here is a condenser, and as well as superheat. So superheat parameter is not considered here. So when we come back to superheat, we will discuss. Understood? So now you will think how to reduce the value of Qr or how to increase the value of Qs. So these 2 parameters, the efficiency is dependent. So now before going to deep discussions with this topic, so I will glance one top theory topic what we discussed in the basic thermodynamics. The area under the PV diagram, that is work is equal to PdV. The area under PV diagram will give work transfer or work value. The area under TS diagram, that is Q is equal to TdS, the temperature and entropy. That area under TS diagram will give the heat transfer value. So why I am discussing here is the efficiency is depends on Q. If the value of QR is less, efficiency increases. So we will discuss now. Just take an example here, TS diagram, general example. On general cycle I will consider, let us take this is saturated liquid line, saturated vapor line. Assume that this is a one curve. We don't know what type of curve it is, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is Carnot cycle, but assume some cycle. So here 3 to 4 is heat supplied and 1 to 2 is heat rejected. Now I told you area below the curve will give heat transfer. Area below the curve in the TS diagram will give the value of Q. So for example, I will consider the curve 3 to 4. This is the curve for this cycle. So 3 to 4 is here. So area below this 3 to 4 curve. So 3 to 4 curve is, I will draw a line like this. This part, this line is I am considering a 3, 4. A I will consider, this is point is A, this point is B. So area below the curve 3 to 4 is now area 3, 4, A, B. So 3, 4, A, B is the area below the curve 3 to 4. Okay. So this area is, I will take area 1. Now you take area below the curve 1 to 2. Area below the curve 1 to 2. This is 1 to 2 line. 1 to 2. So area below the curve 1 to 2 line is 1, 2, B, A. Or A, B, 2, 1. Whatever value. Area 2. I will take this is second area. So 1, 2, B, A. 1, 2, B, A. And dear students, compare these two areas. Which area is less? So the value of this area, it is less. Understood? So heat rejected is this much, and heat added is from this one. Here, from here to here is the heat added. So heat added is more, QS is more, and heat added is less, QR is less. Understood? So this is how the TS area under TS diagram will give the value of Q. So another example we'll consider. It will become easy for solving problems as well. So assume that this is one curve. Temperature is approximately 100 degrees Celsius. That is A to B. There is one more curve. It is here. The temperature is 200 degrees Celsius. Here it is also curve A to B. Now if I ask you to calculate area below A to B, this is entropy is 0. Here it is 2. Here it is 4. Here it is 6, 8, 10 approximately. Here it is 10 degree, 20 degree, 30 degree, 70 degree, 80 degree up to 100 degree. Now if I ask you to calculate area below this A to B, how will calculate A to B area? So below the curve A to B, so this looks like a square or rectangular. So height multiply by this width. So 6 minus 2, that is 4, and height is 100 degrees Celsius. So 100 multiplied by 4, it is an area of this curve, area below this curve. So that is 400 approximately. Just an example, 400 joule. Similarly, you calculate area below the curve for this temperature, it will become 200 multiplied by, so here it is 8, 10, 12. So 12 minus 8 is 4. So 200 into 4, that is 800 joule. So which area is more? This area is more. This will give more heat transfer. It may be rejected or supplied. So area is less heat transfer. Are you able to understand? So this concept is very important for solving the problems as well. So if the area in the TS diagram is more heat will be there. If the area under the TS diagram is less, that is less heat transfer will be there. So we will discuss next common topic now. So explain effect of boiler pressure, condenser pressure and superheated. First we will discuss superheater. So these are the three methods Methods used for increasing the performance is first one superheating, second one effect of boiler pressure, and third one is effect of condenser pressure. Very important question for 12 marks or 10 marks or 8 marks. Very important question. So first we will discuss superheat. So this is how the question will be asked in the exam. Explain the effects of boiler, condenser or superheater. So first I will go for explaining the superheater, then I will come back to effect of boiler pressure and effect of condenser pressure. So boiler pressure means in the boiler you are adding heat, or in the condenser you are adding heat. Obviously here heat is supplied at boiler, so here the boiler pressure should increase, the value of QS should increase, and condenser the value of QR should decrease. Effect of low condenser pressure, that is also called effect of exhaust pressure. It is also called exhaust pressure. In some books they will write exhaust pressure. Effect of boiler is heat addition. Okay, now I will draw one Rankine cycle what we discussed in the previous classes. So this is page number 1. I will take, this is page number 1, this is page number 2, and here it is page number 3. Okay, page number 3. Now I will draw one Rankine cycle. So this is boiler, turbine coupled to generator, here is a condenser, and here is a pump. Okay, so in the boiler heat is added, that is QS, and in the condenser heat is rejected. So I will call boiler pressure is PB and condenser pressure is PC, or you can call it as P1 and you can call it as P2, only for our understanding purpose. So in the turbine you will get work done, and in the pump we are supplying work. This is called Rankine cycle. This is what we discussed in the lecture 2 and 3. So this is process 1 to 2. So I will take, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so dear students, so I need your concentration here. So at point number 3 the steam is passing to the turbine. If I say this is dry steam, it is not superheated steam. Okay, this is dry steam. I will draw the TS diagram, temperature versus entropy. This is saturation liquid line, and this is saturated vapor line. So you make one dome shaped structure. Okay, this is saturated vapor line. So I will draw 1 to 2 process, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 3 to 4 here, and 4 to 1. This is 4, 4 to 1 is condenser, 1 to 2 is pump, and 2 to 3 is heat addition. So 2 to 3 is total heat addition to the boiler process. Here, so 2 to 3 is heat added. I will write here QS, or boiler pressure, or it can as P1. So 4 to 1 is heat rejected. This is QR, heat is going outside, or you can write condenser pressure, or you can write P2. Okay, and dear students, as I told you in the previous class, what is the name of this line? Saturated liquid line. And what is the name of this line? Saturated vapor line. Okay, and this is liquid line, nothing but water. So here temperature is 100 degree Celsius, and what is the temperature at point number 3? It is also 100 degree Celsius, because temperature is constant. Here in this diagram, what does it mean? 100 degree Celsius steam, here 100 degree Celsius, steam is passing to the turbine, and expansion takes place, and you will get the generator electric work on turbine. So that the steam which is coming outside the turbine is passed to the condenser. Okay, so now 100 degrees Celsius steam is not sufficient to generate the power. The reason is, if you are supplying 100 degrees Celsius, have a look here. So 100 degrees Celsius steam is entering inside the turbine. Here is a 100 degree. Okay, this 100 degrees Celsius steam enters in the first stage of the turbine. Then second stage. When it comes to second stage, 100 degree will become 80 degree. 80 degree in the third stage, it will become 60 degree. Fourth stage, 50 degree. So at the last stage of the turbine, there is a chances of formation of water. If you supply 100 degrees Celsius dry steam, 100 degrees Celsius dry steam if you supplied, there is a chances of formation of water inside the turbine. So this may leads to corrosion of the blade. So blades undergoes corrosion. So the water will come outside and enters to the condenser. The same process will come. But so in the industry, what they do, instead of supplying 100 degrees Celsius steam to the turbine, they will supply the steam temperature more than 100 degree. So approximately what they do, they will supply more heat. In the heat supplied in the boiler, they will supply more heat such a way that the temperature of the steam which is going to or passing to the turbine is more than 100 degree. More than 100 degrees, what is the maximum temperature? The maximum temperature of the steam which is passed to the turbine is 700 degrees Celsius. 600 to 700 or 800 degrees Celsius in the industry. We can ask a question, sir, why they restricted to only 700 degrees Celsius? Why they are not sending to 100 degrees Celsius steam? So if you supplied 1000 degree, if you supplied 1000 degrees Celsius instead of 700 and 800, the 1000 degrees Celsius steam if you supplied to the turbine blades will not sustain so much of temperature. The turbine blades may failure. So that is the reason in the vapor power cycle or in the Rankine cycle or in the steam power plant, the restriction is only 700 to 800 degrees Celsius. So 100 degrees Celsius steam you have to increase to 800 degrees Celsius. You have to increase the temperature. So this is point number 3, that is 100 degrees Celsius steam. So this steam you have to increase the temperature. Temperature is increasing. Understood? Now what is the maximum temperature of the steam which is going to the turbine is 700 degrees Celsius approximately. So this 700 degrees Celsius temperature, now I will take 3 dash. Again 3 dash. Now here it is, if it is 100 degree, then it is called dry steam. If it is more than 100 degree, more than 100 degrees Celsius, for example, assume that the temperature is 700 degrees Celsius, then it is called superheated steam. Superheated steam. So 800 degrees Celsius steam or 700 degrees Celsius, now I will make it 800. So 800 degrees Celsius superheated steam enters the turbine. In the first stage 800 will become 700. In the second stage 700 become 500. So if you pass to the end of the turbine, last stage of the turbine, still the temperature of the steam is more than 100. There is no chance of formation of water particles. So then the turbine is safe. That is the reason in the vapor power cycle, the temperature of the steam which is passing to the turbine should be superheated. So due to superheated, the temperature increases. Now this is the new turbine work, expansion work. It is 4 dash. So this is the extra heat they have supplied. So area has increased now. If the area of the TS diagram is increased, heat supplied is more. So you will get the efficiency is more. Have you understood this concept? So in exam, what you have to write is, so superheating is a method of improving the efficiency of the Rankine cycle. So superheater, the temperature of the steam which is passing to the turbine is more than 100 degrees Celsius, and you have to draw this TS diagram. This superheater, this region is superheater, this region is superheater. So due to superheater, the area of the Rankine cycle is increasing. So area is increasing means obviously the heat supplied is also increases. Area increasing, so work done by the cycle also increases. Work done by the cycle increases. So when work done is increasing, so efficiency is equal to work done divided by heat supplied. So work done is increasing, obviously efficiency also increases. Okay, and some students in mind it is going that heat supplied is also increasing, heat supplied is increasing means efficiency decreases. And dear students, heat is supplied after 100 degrees Celsius, not before that. Here it is sensible heat is supplied. Only small amount of heat is supplied, but we are getting more amount of work done. Understood? We are selling 100 joule, for example 10 joule of energy, the work done is 80 joule of energy. So output is more compared to input. The small amount of extra heat you have supplied and we are getting larger amount of work done. So that is the reason heat supplied is less, it is not more. Okay. So this is superheating, effect of superheating in the Rankine cycle. So first method is over, superheating. Superheating is over. Okay. Then come back to the second method, effect of boiler pressure. Effect of boiler pressure. And dear student, during superheating, I have not changed the pressure in the boiler. Pressure in the boiler is constant, that is P1. And we have not changed pressure in the condenser, that is also same. We have not changed pressure in the condenser as well as boiler.